Good morning everyone and welcome to Meister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Warramai First Nations people and I would like to welcome Meister and Noreen, and it's a pleasure to have you along. This is about the most made up you'll ever see me, so enjoy it while you can. It was a lovely, very short funeral, so it was just nice to spend time with those old friends and catch up with ones we hadn't seen for about a decade. So what do I want to have a talk about today? Again, there's been no real bombshell coming down in regards to anything in the world at the moment. I feel like we're just sort of biding our time at the moment, waiting for things to move one way or the other. So I shall just delve into a few more things. Want to have a look at Russian domestic terrorism. Apparently there's been some attacks of buildings being, bombs going off, and the big one we know about was the Kremlin aide's daughter who had swapped cars. So there's a bit going on. I want to have a look at see if there's going to be any riots in the US. Not feeling it, but I'll have a look. Garland, when is he going to move on Trump? Is it going to be pre-midterms or post-midterms? Did Trump know the identity of the R0thsch spy? Turned out to be a Russian-Ukrainian spy who passed herself, if you haven't caught up with it, passed herself off as one of the R0thschilds, talked away into Trump's Mar-a-Lago golf course, and has been caught, photographed with Trump and Lindsey Graham on the golf course, all lining up and gorgeous, and it turns out she was actually a Russian-Ukrainian. So was she a spy, and did he know about it? I think he was possibly more distracted about other assets she had, if you ever get to look at the photographs. And January 6th is going to restart this month. Yay! On another note, the modus operandi I saw crossing my news feed this morning, there was just trying to refresh my memory in regards to that. I shall type it in the blurb below, but there was a quite prominent Russian who had spoken out against the war, and lo and behold, he fell out of a hospital window overnight. So it seems to be those hospital windows in Russia seem to be quite dangerous. And it sort of is very much modus operandi. So can't even remember. My mind and spirit know who I'm talking about. Was he pushed or did he jump? Was he pushed? Was he pushed? Was he forced out of the window? Just Meister tells me what to ask. Was he forced out of the window? Was he forced out? Strength, this was him. Strength, standing up to what he knew was wrong, which was the invasion of Ukraine. Knight of Pentacles, Temperance, and the 5. So this is him here. Moderation, balance, bringing everything together, working towards a more positive future. With what strength he had, he was working slow and steady forward. He was actually making inroads and progress and becoming influential. Now I can't even remember his name, but yeah, then we have this 5: betrayal, lies, stealing of the truth, deceit. 7 of Wands, having to defend himself in this betrayal and deceit. And there we have his 9 of Swords, which I think is actually in this deck even worse than the 10 of Swords. his demise. So yeah, I'm going to say, well, first of all, these two are yes cards being major arcana. I'm going to say yes, he was prompted to fall out the window. Okay, going to have a look at Russian domestic terrorism. I'm going to leave that as a fairly open question and see where it leads us. Now, I've got a new candle today. My old candle was getting rather low and it was getting a little tatty, so I've got a new candle today. This one is strawberry and champagne. Smells delicious. So we're having a look at Russian domestic terrorism. Oh, those two didn't want to go in, but okay, pop them in. Russian domestic terrorists. Just tell me the story. I'll do a full Celtic on this. Tell me the story about the Russian domestic terrorism. What's happening? What's going to happen? Where's it all heading? Just tell me about the Russian domestic terrorism. So the guy that went out the window was actually a not a supporter of the current government. He did actually belong to an organisation. I'll find it for you, I'll post it. Tell me about Russian domestic terrorism. Tell me about Russian domestic terrorism. Using my runic tarot. Right. Okay, what popped out was the Hermit. So, now I don't know if it's going to show up in my final video. I've got a square appearing on my, just a white square. I do apologise if it turns up in the final video. We'll just see how it goes. The Hermit. Okay, so they are working behind the scenes quietly in isolation where they can't be seen. So there is this, it is a yes card, but also it's very much working in the dark behind the scenes to light the way. So yes, they are there. This is the current energies crossed by Mother Russia. Not surprised, crossed by the Russia that is at the moment. The Russia they want. The Russia they would like to see. This Russia, abundant, bountiful, beautiful, caring. This is the Russia that they want. Ace of Pentacles at the bottom. Okay, the foundation of the reading. This is hard work and strength. And it is also, it's a new beginning for them. They can see their strength growing and they are working hard at it behind the scenes. This is dream big and work hard. In the past, disappointment, sadness, loss at what Russia was. This is in the past for them. I think that they feel that they can see a new beginning for Russia. Crowning the reading is the Four of Swords, which is about retreat, defeated in battle, retreat. But okay, thank you, Master. When he downloads, it's just poof, a big download. This is not the domestic terrorists. This is Russia itself. Not Russia itself. I'm talking about, when I say Russia, I'm talking about Putin and his enablers and the oligarchs and that destructive realm that has become synonymous with Russia since the Gorbachev days, and may he rest in peace, Gorbachev. He did amazing things bringing Russia into the 20th century. And opening it up to the rest of the world and a prosperous future, which has now been dragged back again. But this is the Russia. They can see that it is in this retreat mode. Immediate future, justice, actions and consequences, justice. There is a rebalancing of power coming to Russia, and every time I read on it, yes, it's coming, it's coming. I just wish it'd hurry up and come here. But there are things that need to be worked through. Everything is serendipitous. There has to be moments that bring on other moments, and everything needs to be worked through to come to the place where we need to be at this time. And when I'm talking about serendipitous, just some very personal examples. The funeral this morning. Now, I very rarely, maybe once every 2 months, buy the paper. Bought the paper last weekend, and there was the funeral notice in it. Otherwise, my husband would not have known that his best mate from high school, who we have kept in vague contact with over the years, that his father had passed, and therefore we went today. Another event is his work orientated. He was looking for a particular skill to create a particular product for him, and he had been working away at it, and it was just at that moment yesterday where he made a comment to somebody who knew somebody who does not advertise their work, who will make exactly what he's after, which was quite difficult to track down, would have been near impossible to track down. And then lunch I had with a friend the other day, who neither of us knew the other was spiritual in any way, but and we had been putting the lunch up for over a month, and it just happened to be the day before lunch he had pulled out an old notebook of his that had a historical tarot reading that he'd had done, and the timing was right for us to come together, both on a old business friends level and also a spiritual level, and it was we learnt so much more about each other, even though we'd known each other for 20 years. Anyhow, so this is what I'm saying here. On a world global scale, there are things that need to be worked through, there are things that need to be balanced, there are steps that need to be taken to reach this point, and that is the immediate future. Externally, the Russian domestic terrorism, externally for Russia, yes, they are creating quite a bit of chaos. This is the Five of Pentacles, often those outside the church. What's happening is those that, it's always the poor, the disabled, the elderly that suffer most when a regime goes completely off its tracks into corruption. It is these people that are suffering. It is these people that will be starting the groundswell base of this domestic terrorism, and that's where it started, through these people that are suffering. Internally, Four of Cups can mean indolent, lazing around, not being interested. This is internally. It's also about an offer being made that is not really what you're after. I think what's happening is that it's still in its infancy, and they're trying to bring together these different parties. They're trying to very carefully work out what they actually stand for, who they are, and what they're going to do, and how they're going to achieve it, and then what they're going to do when they do achieve it. Hopes and fears. Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. On an emotional level, wish fulfillment. Oh, I like this one. The outcome, the sun. Boudica on her chariot, bringing full illumination, bringing the power of the sun, returning the joy to the people of Russia. The Tower moment. Okay, I'm really drawn here to the flames in this. It is full illumination and passion. Full illumination and passion being brought forward really very quickly, in an almost wild fashion, that will lead to this Tower moment. Then we have the Chariot, 3 major arcana here, then the Chariot. So if you have a look at these two cards, it's almost as if I know they're different people in these cards. They will be different gods of the Vikings, but they have very similar feel. But this is a karma. So we have this almost frenzy coming forward, this tower moment, and then this karma moving as the reins are taken up and the chariot is steered forward. I love the cats. Has anyone tried herding cats? Then we have the independence, financial independence, a harsh truth being brought forward, and then a new start, an overwhelming new emotional start for the people of Russia. But I'm really drawn to these as the outcome, these three cards. If you just look at them as the story, the fiery passion being brought forward, leading to a tower moment, leading to this more, I won't call sedate is the wrong word, a more controlled movement forward for Russia. So that's what's happening in the domestic terrorists in Russia. Tower, sun, I'm going to say they're going to be some quite dramatic actions taken. Okay, I'll just ask Pendulum. Will there be... Okay. May I ask a question? Are you ready? Please, Spirit, may I ask a question? Okay, so it's going round and round very strongly, yes. Will there be some dramatic domestic terrorist action taken? Oh, very clearly, yes. Very clearly. So will there be bombings? Will there be killings of superiors? Don't wish it on anybody, but it's determinedly a yes. Okay, so it's just telling me it's going to really ramp up. So it is a movement in its infancy. It is really going to ramp up. And I'm thinking that this is the stage between the old hierarchy and the new hierarchy where there is going to, candles flaring on me when I'm talking about this, where there is going to be this real shift of getting rid of the old to move to the new. Okay, speaking of which, okay, when Trump goes down, not if, when Trump goes down, are there going to be riots in the street? Now, I read on this the other day that Trump is mortally wounded, that nobody is rioting on his behalf. What did he get? Half a dozen people for 2 days outside Mar-a-Lago after the very legal FBI search of the property. There's still information coming out in regards to that. He wanted a George Floyd, Black Lives Matter, Me Too movement type. He would have been happy with another Capitol type protest. Never happened. Are there going to be riots in the US when Trump is taken down? Are there going to be riots in the US when Trump is taken down? Are there going to be riots in the US when Trump is taken down? Are there going to be riots when Trump is taken down? Oh, that one does not want to go back in again. 2 of them. Okay, see what they tell me. Right, let's have a look. Double whammy. Okay. There is a harsh truth coming forward and we have not seen the worst of it yet. This is not in regards to the riots. This is in regards to the information coming out. This is really dramatic. Harsh truth coming forward, bringing information that has not yet been revealed. Okay. Page of Cups, the youth. No. I'm getting a no. I mean, aside from the fact that the High Priestess is a yes card and the Hermit's a yes card, but the others are no cards. But what here is, it's the emotion of the youth. They see him for what he is. They see him clearly. Yes, there are some youth that are disenfranchised and brainwashed and follow their parents' lead, but this is a new era of moving forward, progression, thinking big, working hard, making practical, positive changes. This is about finances, this is about health, all this, and Trump is going to find himself even more isolated. King of Wands, as he faces this fire of the lawmakers, of the government. This is the Trump org, this is the oligarchs, are going to be just exposed in their huge lie. The huge lie is going to be fully exposed, and have to laugh. Here we've got lies, sabotage, betrayal as 2 cards in a row, and that's going to be it, basically. That's going to be it for him. Yeah, he's going to be confined somehow as the country moves on from him. And again, it's going to be the youth that move it forward. He is bitterly disappointed. He feels betrayed. He feels upset. He's railing against what's happening, trying to defend himself. Yeah. But no, I mean, in all honesty, we're talking about the US here. We're talking about you run the risk of something happening when you go to the shops, to the church, to school, to a marketplace, to a nightclub, to driving your car under an underbridge. Just be aware of your surroundings, stay safe. There will be, I'll just ask, will there be lone gunmen, nutters? I mean, that's really a given for the US, isn't it, at the moment? Will there be lone gunmen, nutter events with... when Trump is taken down, will there be nutter, lone gunman attempts? Yeah, it's telling me yes. There will be. I mean, you've got the guy who went into the FBI office and shot the receptionist in the leg with a nail gun. You know, these sorts of... What can you do about them? Okay, when will Garland move on Trump? Never underestimate Garland. I've said that all along, that he is working behind the scenes and we will not know what is happening until it's happening. We've had that with... who was the guy that ended up out on... I'm terrible with names. I wish everyone would wear a name tag in my world. That ended up on the sidewalk in his pyjamas as his house was raided and all his computers and phones and stuff were taken. There was no warning of that. There was no warning of the search of Mar-a-Lago. There was no real warning of the arrest of the Tennessee former House Speaker. We're not going to hear until things actually happen. So, the question is... Okay, I might ask Pendulum this for the first question and we'll follow up with the cards. I hope you don't mind, Pendulum. If you find that you'd rather just cards, let me know. I'm quite happy to be flexible with it. Okay, just for the overall question. Will the DOJ move on Trump before the midterms? Will it's sort of. It's going at an angle like this. Okay, I need to clarify the question. Will the DOJ press charges against Trump before the midterms? Well, that's very definite yes. Will the DOJ arrest Trump before the midterms? Wow, okay. Well, so they're fascinated looking at it. I'd say that's a yes. Okay, will the DOJ arrest Trump before the November midterms? Because what are we looking at? Looking at still 2 months away. What are we, September, October, November? I mean, 8 weeks, just over 8.5 weeks. Oh, this one was determined to come out. And then we have on the bottom, reap what you sow. So he's not getting any special treatment. I mean, he is because of who he is and the publicity. No, okay. Thank you, Meister. He's not getting special treatment because he's Trump. He's getting... It's not even special treatment. Yes, I know, Meister. He's not getting special treatment because he's Trump, and he's not even getting special treatment. The reason why they haven't moved on him yet is because they are casting the net wide, wider than Trump himself. Wide. They want to make sure that they don't miss anybody, because you're not just looking at Trump, you're looking at even further up the line than Trump. You've got the silent, very wealthy donors who have been pulling strings. You've got the ones that have been donating massive amounts to control the Supreme Court. You've got the money laundering, the blackmail, the gangster mob. They're wanting to take it all down, and that's why they haven't taken Trump yet, because they don't want it to end with Trump. Have I got that right? Yeah, thank you, Master. Yes, apparently. So, tell me about Garland moving on Trump before the midterms. Oh, hang on, excuse me for 2 seconds. Oh. Garland manifesting every tool in his toolbox, following every lead, checking every curtain rod for the prawn heads, every red herring. He's bringing to bear everything that the DOJ plus the other organisations coordinated in. And Trump knows it. Trump knows it. He's not sleeping. So I've always seen that the actual demise of Trump is going to be the IRS fraud case in New York. But when I say demise, this is the demise, penniless, friendless, family couldn't give a rat's ass, irrelevant. Oh, excuse me. Did I say that on YouTube? Sorry. That it's New York that's going to be his personal demise. However, what's going on now is going to be his reputation demise. His reputation demise, his ability to make money a demise, but they've got lots of friable fishies in their sights. So tell me about Garland arresting Trump before the midterms. I'm going out on a limb here. Pendulum has said yes. Garland arresting Trump before... I'll put those back because I can't work it out. The cards were telling me to stop, and I did one more. Naughty me. It is about the mercenary actions, but this is also slow and steady progress forward. So... okay, thank you. He's telling me to stop. This is the DOJ making slow, steady, honest, loyal to the country, real patriotism movement forward in regards to this. They have to triple check every I and every T. They have to make sure they have an absolute fail case before they actually make the move. And wounded in retreat. Wounded in battle. Crossed by a wounding in battle. I'm just not sure whether that's Trump. I don't think it's the DOJ. We'll keep going. Bases the lawmakers. Sorry about the glare on this. In the past, restriction. The DOJ have been restricted, but they are also restricting Trump. Okay, I don't see him being successfully able to flee overseas, so maybe that's part of that. It's a gloomy old day outside. I'm not sure why these are so shiny. Crowning the reading is the Fool card. Now, it can mean foolishness, but I don't think it is. I think this is stepping boldly forward in faith and courage, and this is what the DOJ are doing. Okay, they're going to bring Trump down. They're going to bring him down. They have already restricted him a lot in many ways because he's being watched 24/7. But this is the DOJ moving forward with confidence, courage, and faith. Okay, this is my. We've got the two sets of lawmakers here, the masculine and feminine. My January the 6th. Now, January the 6th, I gather, restarting this month, they're going to look at who financed is their aim, I believe, this month. I'll have a look in a minute if I get time. But yeah, this is the immediate future is the January the 6th. This is the lawmakers at the base. Externally, going to get a lot of messages. There's going to be a lot of information come forward rapidly. Internally, here's the Trump organisation. I've always, as I said in my little blurby before, it is the Trump organisation that will be his internal demise. So internally, Trump organisation, hope and fear. This and the lie card come up either or both in every single reading in regards to this. The hope and fear. This is about the sabotage, the betrayal, the stealing of the truth, the big lie, the fraud cases, the you name it. Everything. Outcome, controlled movement forward. A lot of work going on behind the scenes, a lot of skill being brought into this. A lot of detail going into, the detail is going to be phenomenal when it finally comes out. The detail is just going to blow us away. There is going to be absolutely no wriggle room when the information finally comes out. Reaping what they sow. There are contracts. There's going to be, that's why there's a lot of, seems to be a lot of circling going on, attacking at these sort of next level down Meadows and Perry, and this is them garnering all this information. But what's happening is also a lot of his cronies in crime are finally reaping what they had sown and realising. And then we have major bombshell going to come out, which is all part of the plan that will be fully exposing the truth. Base. Oh dear, I had to laugh. There's all this argy-bargy conflict, infighting, no you did it, no you did it, how dare you. Nobody is on the same side. They're all tripping over themselves to dob each other in regards to these links with Russia. So these two cards, every single time these two cards come up, just about, when I'm talking about this detail. So, yeah, Garland, that's Garland moving on Trump. Oh, what was the takeaway from that? Aside from that, we got the yes. Yeah, they're dobbing in. There's a lot of information coming forward. They're making sure it is immaculate, prosecution information coming forward, watertight, cannot be penetrated in any way. Oh, that sounded a bit rude. Yeah, that's what they're aiming for. Okay, I'll use the same cards. No, I'll use the pendulum for this quick yes-no question, and then go to the cards in regards, just a clarifier on it. Okay. Pause on me. Did Trump know that this Rothschild was actually a Russian asset? Did Trump know that she was a Russian asset? This Rothschild spy is what I'll call her, because I cannot think of her real name. Ukrainian Russian. Did Trump know her identity as a Russian spy? Well, I don't think I can argue with that. Did Lindsey Graham know her identity as a Russian spy? Did Lindsey Graham know her identity as a Russian spy? And I'm getting a no there, because Lindsey Graham's in the photograph. So, yeah, Trump knew. Trump knew. Graham didn't. Oh, he's a fool, that man. Which one? Both of them. Okay. Tell me a little bit more information about past, present and future in regards to this Rothschild spy with Trump. Tell me the past, present and future in Trump's relationship with this Rothschild spy. An offer going to be brought forward. That's interesting. Tell me past, present and future. We'll just run through a Celtic cross. Flipped out. Why does that? Oh, and look what's at the base. Roll my eyes and shake my head. Past, present and future in regards to the Rothschild spy. Trump's going to find himself really embattled, not knowing which way to turn, having to try and set up some sort of protection around himself, but he's really looking battle weary. Tell me about, I don't even think he's considered this. Tell me about past, present, future, Trump's relationship with the Rothschild spy. Come on down. Oh, do I need to go any further? Is it just another sword in him? I think this is going to be the nail in his coffin. Not literal coffin, but you know what I mean. Crossed by dark money. Dark money, money laundering. The wealthy plotting and planning while the underlings do the work. Money. Money, 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 money. On the world stage. The world, it's covered. Okay. He is, oh, okay, thank you. Sacrificial lamb. He is going to be sacrificed. I think they have already decided that he's going to take the fall. There is something really, really unexpected going to be brought forward. Well, unexpected for some. I don't think we're finding anything unexpected. This is currently under investigation. This is the immediate future. This is currently, she's been fully. Okay, externally, the cards are being played very close to the chest. Can be looked at a different way in that externally Trump is desperate for money. He just bleeds money like a head wound. So he is desperate for money. He's trying to hang on any way he can. He's trying to keep things secret. But I think also the investigation is being played close to the chest. So we won't hear about this until something happens. It's all about domestic security. Hopes and fears. There is going to be something offered that he's not wanting to take. I think they're going for further up than Trump. Outcome, juggling, having to make a decision, the DOJ. Okay. At the moment they're working on this. This is the outcome. And they're working through all these red herrings and prawn curtain rods. This is the DOJ. The DOJ is working through this. But another way of looking at this is the manipulation that has gone on in regards to this, which is causing a lot of sleepless nights for Trump. Because he knew the identity. So he was played. Okay, thank you, Master. Trump was played. I think he realises he was played. He was manipulated. I don't even know if he realises. He will. Okay, outcome. He will realise he's been played. He will realise he's been manipulated. A lot of anxiety for him. There is going to be a whistleblower who is going to uncover the dirty little secrets, the betrayal and the sabotage, and then we have judgment. Oh boy! Base, we've got the High Priestess, secrets to be revealed, brought fully into public viewing, and then we have the karma, the cycle of karma and destiny. So he did know her identity, and this is going to be the real if I say takedown, but the whistleblower is going to be interesting. Okay, one final question at 42 minutes. Just tell me what's going to happen in the January the 6th. January the 6th. No dates as of yet. If you know any dates, let me know. What are the January the 6th committee going? They're under a bit of pressure now because Liz Cheney has lost her seat, so she will not be on the January 6th committee after, the 6th of January or something, whenever they actually have to change over. So they are under a bit of pressure. I think one of the other on the committee is standing down at the end of this term, so he won't be on it either. So let's, this fell out and I just randomly put it back, but the Ten of Pentacles, they are going to be investigating and bringing to a close their investigation on the money, on who funded what, the money behind it all. And boy, I don't know whether there's enough committees that they can have to bring it all to the fore, but that's what they're doing at the moment, is the money. Now, the committee themselves cannot actually bring any charges, but what they're doing is they're doing a lot of the work for the DOJ to bring it to the light of the people without the DOJ having to do it, because that's not the DOJ's job. The DOJ is supposed to be completely independent of the government. It is not the DO's job to bring the seediness to light to the voter. They're not working back and forth as such, but the DOJ is just letting them get on with it, and then they're using the information that is uncovered. So tell me about the January the 6th in September. And then that'll do us because we're up to 44 minutes already. Okay, investigation behind the scenes, quietly behind closed doors where it cannot be seen. I love this, 2 major arcana. So we have the Hermit doing this investigation behind the scenes where it cannot be seen, uncovering, bringing into the light what needs to be brought into the light, and then we have this Magician manifesting. They have all the tools at their disposal and they are making it happen, bringing it to the light. But Justice, another major arcana. Justice, purely about actions and consequences and bringing those to justice that need to be. And that is the foundation of this whole reading, is justice. In the past, the Empress, 4 major arcana. Take note, take note, take note. Russia. In the past, they know about what's gone on in the past. Crowning the reading, the 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. They're going to be able to bring it to the light and present it in an emotional way that is engaging to the American people, American voters. Their scheme of, their way of presenting the information, of telling you what they're going to bring forward, then they bring it forward and then they tell you what they brought forward. And they summarise it. This is basically summed up in this card, that they are at the service of the voter, they are at the service of the democracy of the United States, and it's going to be really fulfilling what they're going to bring forward. Immediate future, they're looking into these partnerships and contracts that were made, these agreements that were made. Haven't seen any pentacles as of yet. And there's your pentacle. As I said, haven't seen any yet, and there it is, next card. 3 of Pentacles. It is about building the solid foundation on the money trail, but it's also about money laundering, dark money, bribery, corruption, all that jazz. Underhanded money, exchanging hands externally, internally. 2 of Wands, they have a plan that they are going to bring to fruition. They know what they want to bring out. They have what they want to bring out. They probably have all the information already. They're just planning how to bring it to the people. Hopes and fears, Page of Cups. There is going to be something completely unexpected. I mean, I know that, you know, those of us that follow me and follow other readers like myself are not going to be surprised at anything that comes out, but there is going to be something that is going to be quite significant, brought forward by a younger person. Outcome, 4 of Pentacles. This is literally the burning of the fleet. There's the washed ashore bodies at the base, and they are just left clutching the box of priceless goods, whatever that is, whatever they manage to salvage. But they are going to, fire and fury, burn this fleet down and set new boundaries. Part of this is not just bringing to justice those that did wrong, it is about setting new boundaries so that it can never happen again. It is the lawmakers that are going to set these boundaries. It is the government that is going to, once this has been burnt to the ground, the government is going to set new laws in place. There is going to be harsh truths revealed about those that are financially independent and have been supporting this living in the lap of luxury, walking away from what no longer serves. Okay, there are going to be some who were in this difficult arrangement that are going to take their goodies and flee. Take their goodies and flee. Base of the base. Oh, I'm just sorry, I can't help chuckling. The energy is here and now, moving forward rapidly in a controlled manner. even though she's herding cats. Tower moment. It's about domestic security. Okay, so that's what and it is really, the financing is really fundamentally coming down to a domestic security situation. Okay, we also had circles of support on the base, and the culmination of where the money came from, under investigation. So, thank you for joining me today. That got a little bit long. I shall see you on Sunday with Master's Guidance. So thank you for being here today. Love to you all. Observe. Don't get down in the gutter with it. Don't bother arguing with those that are rabid, because you will never ever, they're not listening. Even logical arguments will not work. Vote. Take your friends. Make a day of it. Do what you can. Be within your strength. And stay safe. Love to you all. Bye-bye.